Hi, everyone. How are you? So, today I'm going to talk about two easy passive income ideals. So, the first one, a high yield savings account. An example of that is Ally Bank, spelled ALLY. Now, there are others, and you can check it out on NerdWallet if you would like to see the others. And they also have the rate of return next to it. But a well known example is Ally Bank. They are FDIC insured. And what it is online. It's an online bank and it gives you a higher interest rate as opposed to having your money in a bank. So the bank is something that you trust because you probably grew up putting your money in the bank your whole life. And so it's a habit that you're used to going to a physical location. And this bank is not giving you a good interest rate at all. It's just the fact that is something you're used to because you grew up doing it. So you trust it. You have all of these experience. You have all of this experience with having your money in the bank. So it's natural that you would trust this bank. So you have this bank that has a physical location that you go to, you take your money out, or you put money in. But there is something called a high yield savings account. And what this is, it is online. And so it gives you a higher interest rate than putting your money in the bank. And so, like I said before, Ally Bank is a good example. What you do is when you go online, they're going to ask you a series of questions. It's really short, but they're going to ask you for your social security number, your name, your address, and your date of birth. So, all of this is happening online. There are no monthly fees and no minimum balance requirements. So I'm going to give you an example of how the high yield savings account works as opposed to the bank, what you are used to and what you trust. Now, keep in mind, this bank, when it comes time that you need a loan, more than likely they're going to say no, but you still have your money there. Now, I'm not judging, but I really think it's a very interesting phenomenon. This bank that you've had your money in for 20 years, when you go ask them for a loan, they're going to say no, and we still have our money there. So I think that's very interesting. So the high yield savings account, I'm going to give you a clear example of how the interest rate works, and the example is going to be with $10,000. So first, I'm going to do the bank. So the bank gives you, on average, a 0.08% return. So when you do 0.08%, you're going to move the decimal point over two places. So zero point zero 0.08 is what the bank is giving you. Move the decimal point over to the left two times to get that percent. Okay, this is what the bank is giving you in percent. So the example is $10,000. If you had $10,000 in this high yield savings account. So you're going to take this number, multiply it by 10,000, and this is how much the bank is paying you per year for having $10,000 in it. $8. Okay, a high yield savings account like Ally Bank. This is how it works. So Ally Bank, it gives you 1% interest rate. So turn that into percentages. You're going to move the decimal point over to the left two times. When you do that, this is the percent. So the example is $10,000. You're going to take the percent that they give you, multiply it by the example of $10,000. And this is how much the high yield savings account will give you for your $10,000. So it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it's just to show you the difference between having your money in a high yield savings account versus having your money in a bank. So for $10,000, this high yield savings account is going to pay you $100, as opposed to a bank. Having your money in the bank is going to pay you $8. And that is how the high yield savings account works. And so that is the example of easy passive income, because you are making money just because of the fact that you have it in there. They're giving you 1% on your money. So just because of the fact that you have your money in there, you are making money. And thus, you have the high yield savings account. So keep in mind that there are other high yield savings accounts besides Ally Bank. Ally Bank is reputable. That's why I named them. But there are others. You can check it out on NerdWallet, and you will notice that some others have higher than 1% interest rate. I've seen some at 1.66, 1.35. But if you decide to do this, you want to go by a name that you trust. Ally is trusted, um, but it's a personal decision. Sometimes it's not all about who pays the highest, like 1.66 versus 1 versus 1.35. It's about who has a trusted name, who can you trust the most, and also who is FDIC insured. So if you decide to do this, like I said before, this is a personal decision. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So the second way to make easy passive income is by investing in the stock market. And so by investing in the stock market, every week when you get paid, you put a little bit in the stock market and have it deducted automatically, because if it's not automatic, more than likely you're not going to do it. So automatic weekly deductions into the stock market. And just like the high yield savings account works with investing, you're making money for the simple fact that you have money in there. As far as the stock market goes, uh, the annual interest rate is anywhere from 8% to 10%. Sometimes the average gets as high as 12%. So this is if you were to choose to put your money in an index fund. So for the simple fact that you have your money in the stock market, your money is making money on its own. Hence, you have easy passive income. You're making money without doing anything. And then over long periods of time, doing this over long periods of time, that is how people get to millionaire and multimillionaire status, because they are investing. Some have been taught to do this, and they've been doing it ever since they were 20 years old. So if you have this information at the age of 20, then more than likely you're going to be a millionaire at the age of 30. If you find out at 30, you're going to be a millionaire at 40. You find out at 40, you're going to be a millionaire at 50. You find out at 50, you're going to be one at 60. Uh, you find out at 60, you're going to be one at 70. You find out at 70, you're going to be one at 80. So it can take less time than that, depending on how much you put in there. But this is what's going on as far as the stock market. A large population of people are not in the stock market. They don't use it, and they don't even know about it. So it does seem like a loss, like all of these lost years that you didn't know, and then the people around you didn't bother to tell you. But I do believe that that lost time, it can be made up through individual stocks, if you were to choose individual stocks companies that are brand new, that are just coming out, their growth will accelerate if they are a highly successful business. Amazon is an example of that. So when Amazon was uh, just starting out and no one believed in the company, investors that got in on Amazon, after it became successful, they made a whole lot of money from Amazon just because they were investors in Amazon. So that's just one example of what can happen if you are an investor in the stock market. So this is the Love and Money Show. If you like this show, please share it with one other person. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel and the notification bell so that you won't miss an episode. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your night.